So there in
Early in the
90 minutes,
morning,
get us
but we
all
are
in
feeling
line.
just fine.
News,
Today
views,
in
and
90 minutes,
entertainment
get us
galore.
all in line.
Tune into
News,
Hands of Hope
views,
Radio
and entertainment galore.
100.5 FM.
Tune
It's
into
never
Hands
a
of
bore.
Hope Radio
So there in 19 minutes,
100.5
the current
FM. It's
affairs
never a
show.
bore.
Join us
So
every
there in
weekday
19
from 7
minutes,
to
the
half
current
past 8
affairs
we
show.
know. We bring
Join
the
us every
latest
weekday
news
from
and
7 to
analysis
half past
too.
8 we know. We bring the latest news and analysis too.
Just tune in to Hands of Hope Radio 100.5 FM. It's the thing to do. We cover the issues from all across the land. Our team of experts provides views oh so grand. From politics to sports and everything in between. You won't miss a thing when you listen to us. It's clear and keen.
So there in 19 minutes, the current affairs show. Join us every weekday from 7 to half past 8 we know. We bring the latest news and analysis too.
Just tune in to Hands of Hope Radio 100.5 FM. It's the thing to do.
To be a part of the show, drop us a message or two. Just send a text to 090 001 005. Will come through, or leave a comment on our Facebook page. With Today in 19 minutes, you will be the sage. So there in 19 minutes, the current affairs show. Join us every weekday from 7 to half past 8 we know. We bring the latest news and analysis too.
Just tune in to Hands of Hope Radio 100.5 FM.
The woman, the radio.
It's the thing to do. It's early in the morning, but we are feeling just fine. So there in 90 minutes, get us all in line. News, views, and entertainment galore. Tune in to Hands of Hope Radio 100.5 FM. It's never a bore.
So there in 19 minutes, the current affairs show. Join us every weekday from 7 to half past 8 we know. We bring the latest news and analysis too.
Just tune in to Hands of Hope Radio 100.5 FM. It's the thing to do. We cover the issues from all across the land. Our team of experts provides views oh so grand. From politics to sports and everything in between. You won't miss a thing when you listen to us. It's clear and keen.
So there in 19 minutes, the current affairs show. Join us every weekday from 7 to half past 8 we know. We bring the latest news and analysis too.
Just tune in to Hands of Hope Radio 100.5 FM. It's the thing to do.
To be a part of the show,
And
drop
welcome
us
to
a
Hands of
message.
Hope Radio 100.5 FM. It's another edition of our daily current affairs program today, 90 minutes, live on Hands of Hope Radio 100.5 FM, where we bring you in-depth analysis and discussions on the latest happenings across the country. Well, you can also get us live on our Facebook page, Hands of Hope Radio 100.5 FM, the Umandem Radio, and on our YouTube channel, Hands of Hope Radio, and on our Instagram page at Hands of Hope Radio. I'm your host for today's episode, Erica Ruth Bangura. Well, our inspirational quote for today is from Henry James, and it says, "It takes an endless amount of history to make even a little tradition." Well, in today's edition of the program, today 90 minutes, nationwide concerns rise over mobile call and data tariff increase. Public calls for enhanced network services. And Koidu New Sembehun City Council concludes bilateral budget talks for 2023 and 2024. And in the program today, we are delighted to have a distinguished guest joining us in the studio today. It's not a person, but Madam Lillian Mautsaritz, who is the country director for Mama Pekin Foundation, an organization that has been making a significant impact in the lives of pregnant women through their support program. And he's here to share with us about their initiative, the Telecom Battle Program. It has been ongoing, and we know today the impact this particular initiative, this program, has been creating in the health sector relating to pregnant women. And we are also expecting in the studio Mr. Victor Tutu Rogers, a renowned journalist and civil society activist. And he'll be talking to us, sharing his insights on the recent adjustments made by the National Communications Authority in accordance with the National Communications Authority Act 2022 on the increments in mobile data and call tariff. Well, we're expecting him in the studio, but we want to welcome with us in the studio Madam Leanne who is here to talk to us more about their initiative. Good morning and welcome to the program, Madam Leanne.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Come to stay with us here in the studio. Well, these and lots more are lined up into this edition of the program today, 90 minutes. Come to stay with us for the next 1 hour, 10 minutes.
It's early in the morning, but we are feeling just fine. So there in 90 minutes, get us all in line.
0001005 will come through, or leave a comment on our Facebook page. With Today in 19 Minutes, you will be the sage. Today in 19 Minutes, the Current Affairs Show. Join us every weekday from 7 to 8:30. We know we bring the latest news and analysis too.
Just tune in to Hands of Hope Radio, 100.5 FM.
The woman, the radio.
It's the thing to do.
On HandsofHope Radio 100.5 FM. And don't forget, you can get us on our Facebook page, HandsofHope Radio 100.5 FM, the Omandem Radio, and on our YouTube channel, HandsofHope Radio, and on our Instagram page at HandsofHope Radio. You can contribute to the program by sending your text messages to the number 090001005 or 078602461. We'll start the program proper with our first story from Konoje State. In a significant development, the Ministry of Finance has successfully wrapped up bilateral budget discussions for the fiscal years 2023 and 2024, focusing on the Koidu New Sembo City Council and the associated ministries, departments, and agencies. This comprehensive discussion saw the participation of various stakeholders, including City Council, sector heads of government departments, civil society organizations, students, traders, members of the general public, and the media. The aim was to shed light on government allocations for 2023 and lay out budget plans for the forthcoming year. Our correspondent, Alfred Joseph Kuroma, was present at the event and had the opportunity to engage with Abdurrahim Lansana, the Assistant Director of the Ministry of Finance, and a representative from a civil society organization to gain deeper insight into the bilateral budget discussion for the fiscal year 2023 and 2024. Let's hear it.
For FY 2024 budget discussion.
So what are on a target now for this budget discussion?
The councils and all the devolved sectors.
So in this presentation, which are they expect to devolved sectors and for present to the public today?
This presentation, the targets the budget for 2023,
Okay.
whether they receive, whether are the budget allocation that they receive, how they spend them, and then for 2024, waiting at the projections in terms of revenues, both from the council, then sectors, whether they generate revenues, waiting at the counterpart support whether they get, and also waiting at the government support for 2024, how they want to use that.
In the presentation today, what are they going to take with regards to the different MDs that we present today in terms of how they spend the money they receive for 2023?
Well, then do well. Yes.
So in the 2024 budget, we they ask them also for present to the public here. What are we waiting on for inside the budget?
Well, the activities for 2024, basically the budget cost circular they ask for at most that maximum 5 key deliverables so they go on for 2024. Mind you, these are MTEP, that medium-term expenditure framework. This now as new government they begin. As the new government they begin with the existing 3-year rolling budget. they can get a catalog of activity. But what I did ideally able to achieve within 2024, now for just highlight and what's in the budget to the one for and in terms of funding on the future. So that we at the Ministry of Finance, for no say, these are the activities where then sectors they want for do, don't the council back, these are the activities we want for do, and we send the money. Again, we will also know how they generate revenues. What are the revenue projection for 2024? How waiting are the in terms of the various revenue stream, waiting the hope for it, and how they go out for spender. Now that will be expect from 2024.
We see so many reactions from the public yesterday after the MDs we don't present. What's in this mean to now?
Oh, it means participation. Basically, the essence of the council is to decentralize. And the essence of this budget discussion now for really get public participation, let public know say this is not the budget and then say how they want to spend the money. Because this is not a document in progress. Not that a final document. When the MDs, the soft sectors, they don't prepare, the public, then say they can't look up, don't then try for observe these observations, waiting they say they want for let it be included into the budget, don't they give their own view. And what's in really way strategically way it make her happy today, I see the students when are beneficiaries for the education, sector. They can then make some input, at least then they don't understand how the budget process will be, because then our future leader. We need them in that.
From the response of the public here, when I feel there is need for the MDs and for approval on the budget preparation.
And there is need, but what we still are emphasize the public beyond this date, then therefore still continue for collaborate, for monitor the process, for guide the process, for collaborate with the subsectors as well as the councils. We can't do everything here today, So from here, the journalists, the press, una for the collaborate with them, meet the sub, una don't see the all, una don't have the all, and they execute them plans, una have to work with them for make things better.
My name is David Sergio. I work with Advocacy Network for Empowerment and Good Governance. I represent non-state actors. Non-state actors na civil society organizations, so they may not get training way back in 2016 on public financial management. So now that's give a legal standing for the part of any public financial discussion, and which of it this budget discussion is a key one to me.
Looking at the different MDs that we represent, from what them in projects for doing in 2023, when I feel say what thing like them do, they actually play justice to the public when it comes to government and promises in terms of development.
I can tell you frankly that the whole of 2023 now, like, they no work done. If a possibly propose for like 100,000 and go do A, B, C, and D, they just get 25,000 of that money. What do they expect for like happen? And some of them money are almost like backlog where they can now. We don't meet the person. It not gets any better use. So for let the citizen realize this money don't come, and I will put it can be very difficult. But then go tell you say now this work we do and now this work we do, and it can be very, very difficult for defend putting and do their money.
In this discussion also, we should them present what they plan for do in 2024. You feel say what most of the MDs they present today now the people centered for development.
So I can say yes, if the money then can, because most of the challenges so they say 2023 was electionary year, and so government will forget money for get to the MDs.
What may be your recommendation in improving certain challenge and with the MDs and the face in terms of the implementation?
Well, if you say the government and NSA society all gets a say in this budget, because one of it, if you just give money to policy, follow up it go create that time. They give a free will to the policy for user anyhow. And so we recommend say let government able to empower NSA and civil society for at least a small opportunity for follow up on them projects with some of them problems. For example, if you say they go build bridge being combined there for them semi houses, if they go there in Tolly, I go want for go see the reality. I want for know whether you don't award this contract and how the awarding of the contract, how the bidding process be happened to the award, and even the implementation. If you go meet the needs of the people there, but if opportunity there for follow up some of them project there, we will just go cry ourselves down with the waste resources on one particular project year in and year out.
All right. Well, ending that interview with our correspondent is a representative from a civil society organization, and also Abdulrahim Lansana, the Assistant Director of the Ministry of Finance. Don't forget you're listening to the program today, 90 minutes, live on HandsofHope Radio 100.5 FM. You can also get us live on our Facebook page, HandsofHope Radio, and on our Instagram page, @HandsofHope Radio. Well, you can contribute to the program by sending your text message to the number 09000010005 or 078162461. 078162461. Like I informed you earlier that we have our studio guest in the studio, Miss Leanne Mautarit, who is the country director from Mama Pikin Foundation, and she's here to talk to us about their Bella Oman Pato program. And we also have in the studio Rogers, Victor Tutu Rogers is a renowned journalist and a society activist, and he's there to shed light or his insights and the recent adjustment made by the National Communications Authority with regards to the increments in mobile data and call tariff. Good morning, welcome to the program, Victor.
Yeah, good morning, having me.
All right. All right, going to stay with us in the program, and we also have with us in the studio Miss Diane. Welcome again to the program.
Thank you.
All right, so for someone listening to you for the very first time, I'm Leanne, and hearing about the name Mama Pikin Foundation for the very first time, we want to know what this organization is all about. What are your main focus?
So the Mama Pikin Foundation is a non-governmental organization, an NGO, locally rooted in Sierra Leone. It's for Sierra Leone women and children and families to improve the health of these people here in Sierra Leone. And so we are basically a maternal and child health organization focusing on maternal health and helping to reduce the maternal mortality rate in Sierra Leone, as well as the infant mortality rate and the child mortality rate in Sierra Leone, which is the rate at which people die giving birth and being born in the country. And so this is something that we are working together with governments, with the Ministry of Health to try to accomplish. We have been established since 2008. And we were founded by two doctors, Sierra Leonean doctors, one of which is an obstetrician gynecologist, Dr. Fatou Fona, and her husband, Dr. Sheku Sise, who is a pediatrician, that's a child doctor. So the two of them combined, and the mama and the pikin, that they, and because they do their work and they, I'm going in and out of real. I hope it's not bad.
It's business
I want to make sure that people get understand the information. But yeah, so basically we focus on maternal caring for the mother who is pregnant and caring for the child that she has, helping finding different ways to support the system that is existing, and help to improve the health system for these people. As we know that this is one of the biggest um, plagues of the country. Everyone talks about the maternal mortality and how we have really come a long way in improving it. And we have a long way to go to reach our goal so that, because no woman should lose their life giving life.
Okay, so how has this organization been making impact in terms of reducing this maternal and maternity rate in the country?
Yes. So just so we can get a clearer picture, right now our maternal mortality rate in the country has recently dropped, which is great. So we for platform we said, good job, Sherry, on doing this work.
Okay.
So it's recently dropped to 443 out of every 100,000 live births. Before it used to be 717. So it's dropped significantly, and I would like to think that Mama Pikin Foundation had a hand in that, along with many other NGOs, and of course with the Ministry of Health, working diligently to help improve the conditions under which women give birth. And so I just wanted to say that, so just so people understand that, it's still very high considering how small of a country we are, and how normalized we have become as a society to normalize death when it comes to. I mean, I don't know one person in Salon we know sabi person we don't die. Like, if you ask the average Sierra Leonean, if you sabi person we don't left unborn, they will say yes. And that is very, very, very sad that most people know people who have died giving birth. So I just want to put that into context so that we understand, the gravity of it all. But the Mama Pikin Foundation, we have several different programs because we take different approaches to the issue. One of our programs is our bucket program, our delivery bucket program, which is our oldest program, I will say, in intervention. And along the lines of this program is a program where we support PHUs, which are those community clinics or health centers that everyone knows in your neighborhood or in your district or in your chiefdom. You know about your clinic or your health center. So we are in 6 districts, and we support 8 of these health centers. We support two in Western area, Western Rural, one at Grey Bush, which is right down the street here behind Stadium. The other one is in York Village, the York Village CHC. Then we also support in Bombali, we support in Kwenadugu, and Kenema and Kono.
All right. This particular, I believe one of the initiative, one of the programs you have undertaken or you're undertaking is the Beloma Battle program.
Yes.
So, what is the initiative behind this particular program?
Yeah, so a part of this bucket program, which is what I was going to explain, which is a program where we supply the health center a bucket that has contents of lapa, soap, the bucket itself, and plastic sheets. And the plastic sheet is for when they give birth to cover the birthing bed and exam table, because a lot of times the conditions under which they are giving birth are not ideal or sanitary. So in order to ensure sanitation and keep it clean, we provide the sheets of plastic for them to put on the bed. And so that is the bucket program. Along with this bucket program, at the centers that I just named in those 6 districts, we have recently implemented in the last year, the Beloma Battle Group, which translates into Pregnant Women Support Group. And how we have implemented this intervention is to basically partner with the CHC or the clinic itself, the health center, and we have a cook. Like we encourage them to cook. We help them buy chop money. We give them chop money basically. And so every once in a month or every month they have a day where they invite the pregnant women who usually come anyway for ANC, who come for antenatal clinic, which they should be. And if you are pregnant, I hope you are going to your antenatal appointments. Please do not miss that. That's how they catch any complications, please, so that we can do more prevention rather than reaction. And so the women are there already for their, ANC appointments. So they're there and they also come and they cook. And when I say they cook, it's not the nurses or the midwives that's cooking. It's the pregnant women themselves. Yes. So, and while they're cooking under the supervision of the midwife, of the nurse, and the nurse will let you know the nutrients values of what we're cooking. So, if not particularly, how particularly good for you. What are the benefits when you get belly from particularly? What are the benefits of beach when they put inside and fish, and how all of these things are good for you to eat and consume during pregnancy and even when you're a lactating mother. And so is really the essence of it. Once they have started to cook, there's songs that come out that teach them how to see danger signs during pregnancy, like swell food, swell hand, hypertension, all of these things, and how they should be coming to the clinic. Also, it is a way for us to bring in the TBAs, the traditional birth attendants, because they're the ones who are really the gatekeepers of the pregnant women in the communities. And they also help very tremendously and contribute to the attendance of pregnant women at the clinics. So it's all like, it's very much like a family thing. They come together, they're cooking, they're singing, all that pumping the woman and they're around. And it's very, very, I think it's very impactful for the clinic in the health center to really have that community bond, because it needs to happen. They have to feel like this is not my place. I can kind of, I'm not afraid, yeah, I'm not going to die, yeah. This is a place where I'm able to talk to the nurse them, they will talk to me, they sabi me. So that's really what we try to cultivate with the Belema Battle Group. In addition to that, we also have, TBAs that come and they crown the TBA Mommy Queen. And that basically translates to the TBA that refers the most patients to the center, because we are discouraging them from giving birth at home. So because of that, the one that has done the highest number of referrals. She gets crowned with, the tie hit and the young pie, they dance around, everybody they clap for her.
Leon,
Yeah.
antenatal care is very crucial for maternal and child health. So how has this, because this program has been going on for a period of time now, so how has this particular program encouraged more pregnant women to come for antenatal checkups and ensuring that they receive the care they need?
Yeah, it has miraculously like improved attendance, that's one, and deliveries, and that's what we want to see. We want to see deliveries rise up and increase, because it means that we are not having given birth at home, where that means that if there's a complication, the right people, then the savvy people, then the people who are trained to deal with these complications are the ones seeing the patient. And so since introducing Mama Pekin's interventions, such as the bucket program and the Bello Mambato group, we've seen a 300% increase in all of the clinics in which we work in terms of attendance and deliveries, which is huge, because local of these we clinics them and we sensitize them, and they can struggle for their attendance, and they struggle for getting for cambo, and sometimes they go come in antenatal clinic when they come when belly at. So we really want to encourage that whole spectrum. Say you they come antenatal, you they come for you delivery, they come for under fives for your immunization, you they come throughout the stages of reproduction.
All right, going to stay with us in the program. And don't forget you're listening to Today 90 Minutes live on HandsofHope Radio 100.5 FM. You can be part of the program by sending your text message to the number 076 or 090 And I want to welcome again in the studio Victor Tutorials, a renowned journalist and civil society activist. And he is a well-respected figure in his field, and he's here to give his insights on the recent adjustments made by the National Communications Authority in accordance with National Communications Authority Act 2022 with regards to the increments in mobile data and call tariff. Welcome again to the program.
Thank you.
All right, so in the first place, according to the press release, it is stated that this review has been warranted by rapid changes cost variables. So, okay, in the first place, as a civil society activist, when you saw the press release, the rumor has been going around, had been going around before the press release. When you finally saw the press release, what came to your mind as a civil society activist?
Good for such a question. But before I get to that question, let me first, I'm not here only in the aspect of civil society activist, but in the area of being part of an organization that do follow, around the processes of my company. When you think of the Native Consortium Research Center, uh, for which headed by Mabu, happened to be one of the PR for that particular consortium. And we've taken the NatCom, the Orange AfroCell to court on some of these kind of increments made that actually disturb the ordinary people. Because when you look at all what is being said or the rapid push, and now we have arrived on it, something will be speculating and something we're going to court for, and something for which when we were in court, what was the expectation of the public was not met. I mean, instead was the opposite. And then we've foreseen this far too long. And now coming to the accomplished is unfortunate because looking at the excuses given, yet some can be tangible. But when you look at some of the facilities for which they've extended, to have this particular press release, to make it by now, you can see that some among uh, things that are not being used are unless talking about fear. These days, we often attest to it that most of the approvals used are being solar, not actually the fuel. Then We know about economical challenges. We don't know how things are flying. But this again, create the space for more competition because we've got so many mobile companies that we don't want to come into play. But the monopoly played around the whole process has led us to this kind of situation we are. When you look at the economic situation, the crisis, the things that are happening, and you and I uh, adjusting ourselves to how best we buy this top up or whatever to communicate, and the rate at which the top up of itself, the speed at which it goes, when you're talking and you think of the challenges around the process wherein you can buy your top up, the value for money, it is not much seen. And the communication of itself, the network, it is not that much uh, standard for which it is expected. With all promises that have been made several occasions by these very mobile companies, how they are doing all this to see that their network is, that kind of standard wherein it will please the public. Still, it is not seen. So with all these faults, then coming with instead of going back with promises made for too long that we go and see that they settle this kind of problems that people are challenged with. To date, it is not solved. Instead, advocating for more improvement at the detriment of the ordinary masses. It's unfortunate. When we talk about the discussion going around the process, haven't met the president to see how best they can look into it. In fact, the first information that came, Serum, was like saying they will now see how the time will be adjusted so that they can evit the minimum. That was the expectation, not an increment in this kind of tune. They at the end of the day talk of bonuses. The bonus you're talking of, how many will make use of it? During the night, people are not used to it again. In fact, from the time it was just cut off like that without any information, no notice to it. And since then to date, what is the real justification for that particular act by then? And then if they want it to be back, then why was it out? And that's a $1 million question, really. Until you educate the public on an issue, people understand it well. So that whatever action you take, it can be seen and tangible. But anywhere there is lack of communication for the public to understand whatever you bring on board, even if it is of a value, it cannot be seen.
Right. You have been following up this particular process because we are aware of the work of Native Consortium when it comes to this mobile network thing. So, following up this particular issue, what are some of the key factors or dynamic shifts in cost variables that really prompted, according to them, because according to the press release, says by rapid change cost variables. That's what I said.
So we are talking about the global economy, social economy. That's what they are.
Okay.
That's where they are pegging. You think of, the news like if they want to uh, erect or construct a tower, they think of a bag of cement, or how it costs now, the iron rod, all those things. Putting a structure, or how best they construct a network system. For every locality, they want the network to be thinking of what they undertake. This led them to this increment. Looking at the cost of items these days, yes, you can say so. You cannot dispute the fact. But the rate at which it is being placed at the cost of each uh, network by them, the cost, well, the cost is varying. And the value for money. What are the things to be put in place? At least, even if somebody is paying, will not get the pain of what he's paying for. If the services the person is paying for is really met, you can, there'll be no situation. But you're paying for services at the end of the day, it is not that much work. And then We cannot get just one, two, three players in the process again. I mean, we have so many companies coming. There must be a competition. Where again we are getting it wrong, and up to date, we are still pushing for the government, to really come in so that will at least salvage the situation. It's like the Seratel, the government own. Wherein if the government own is there, the Seratel, they need us run a good way to own these mobile companies. And we will know about the huge crime on Seratel. And to date, it's not like, it's like a ghost. It's not living. So if Seratel is not there, wherein it is the government owned mobile company, where which would have salvaged the situation, then that means the companies are making use of the situation because the government, you don't have it, and we know it. So they push the government to the corner. They force the government to adhere to them because they have it. Because if the government was having Seratel in function, then whatever Seratel will do, they will follow. But they have, not like following the government. The government following them. But they order the government to do what they want. And then another thing again is, not have just two, three players